back to the hardwood. Okay. This award is an award that I think we know who the winner is going to be. Most improved player.
I see two good candidates.
Okay. You see two good candidates. I'm going to say my guy, who I think is almost surefire going to win it. It's Lauri Markkanen. Okay. I'm just going to quickly go over why I think he's most improved player. So last season, Lauri Markkanen had a pretty interesting season where he played small forward for the Triple Towers Cavaliers, and it kind of worked. Averaged 14.8 points per game, 35 or basically 36 from three, 55 from two, 87 from the free throw line. Good, solid efficiency, but not a super high usage player. Only 11 and a half field goal attempts. Gets traded to the Utah Jazz as part of the Donovan Mitchell trade. Everyone's talking about those draft picks. Everyone's talking about, oh, the Jazz are going to blow everything up, which they kind of did, and intentionally go for Wemby. Lauri Markkanen said, shut up, bitches. I got this. And he said, I'm going to be all NBA or borderline all NBA player because he erupts and averages 25.6 points per game on 39% three-point shooting on 7.7 attempts. That's incredible accuracy for that volume. 58.5% on two-pointers and 87.5 on free throws. He basically increased his volume everywhere across the board and efficiency from the season prior. Not a great passer, not as good a rebounder as you'd want, but getting 25.5 points at that efficiency is elite stuff. Added over 10 points per game. And I know that isn't the only barometer, but we're talking about a guy who went from being a nice role player to a surefire all-star and a borderline all-NBA candidate who might get it because the forward position is pretty weak. To me, nothing is harder than going from being good to fucking great. And that's what he did. So congratulations, Lauri Markkanen. You're probably going to win the award.
Yeah, no, and he is my top choice as well, for sure. And I think it mainly is because of that last thing you said. It's the leap. It's the more impressive leap. Like going from being like a fairly solid NBA player to an excellent NBA player is probably the hardest leap to make, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like every spot you move up in the ranking is more difficult.
Yeah.
Like each
So
percentage you get better is harder to obtain.
yeah. With that in mind, my personal runner-up, Shai Gilgerous-Alexander, took the leap from like I guess great to excellent, which is like a smaller leap in a sense. I really think he's a worthy candidate,
Yes.
but I just think Markkanen like just made a bigger leap basically, and that's the award is most improved. Like he improved more as much as SGA improved. SGA already looked like a star,
Yeah, yes. I think I've said this before, like SGA to me, like, was this good kind of already. He just hadn't had the volume and the health and the I think the supporting cast in Oklahoma City to really have a season like this. But for me, I was like, I always thought this was a very obtainable level for him. And you're right, he did get better. Like what he's done this season. We'll do all NBA next episode, but he's on one of my all NBA teams,
Oh yeah.
and he's on the good one. He's on the best one. I think he's been one of the 5 best players this season.
Yeah,
Which
if not 5, definitely 10. Like he's in
yeah,
that. He's flirting with that. Like he's between the 5th and 8th best player in the NBA right now.
yeah, and he's not just a like we're talking about SGA, but like he's not just been an incredible scorer with great efficiency. He's a really, really, really good defender, right? Like someone might think this is outlandish, but the season he's having is not like peak Michael Jordan quality, but it's one of those like sub peak Michael Jordan, like
Yeah.
probably like, in his early 30s type seasons where it's like, oh, like 30 plus points per game, really, really good on ball defense, gets a bunch of steals, super good
Solid
efficiency.
playmaking.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
addition, yeah.
Like we're talking about a guy who is incredible. Now, I just think people say, how can you compare to Michael Jordan? I don't think Michael Jordan would be the best player in the league with the way he played back then, just because players are better now. Like they're asked to do more. Like doing just what he did doesn't make you the best player in the league anymore because the game's evolved and the best players in the league are doing so much more on offense than they did even back then. But that's kind of like, I think what people need to start thinking about. Like SGA has the potential because he's young enough to legitimately become the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Like And yeah, so
Maple Jordan, baby. Let's move on.
he really is. I can't believe they gave that to Andrew fucking Wiggins.
Yeah, it was SGA the whole time.